Hello fish fools, Jeff here. So this is one of my 40-gallon community tanks. Several different species of community fish in here. Guppies, swordtails, tetras, rasboras, corridoras, carbensis, Siamese algae eater. There's also Neocardina shrimp and a few different snail species. Cool looking tank. Some relatively easy aquatic plants. Yeah, so every once in a while in previous videos I would point out certain live bearers that were unique or that I was fond of for different reasons. Usually their color patterns or lack thereof, even, because sometimes I like them kind of plain and more wild looking rather than fancy and colorful. But there is one fish in here that I wanted to point out today that I have grown particularly fond of, and this time it's a little different reasons. So I'm talking about this guppy right here. This is what I've been referring to as the little fighter guppy. Fighter in a sense that, if you refer to somebody who's sick or has an ailment and they're hanging on as a fighter, so this guppy has defied the odds and has been living a pretty long life. It's been in here a long time, and it's, as far as I can remember, and I'm, still, it's hanging on. It's kind of funny sometimes, well, not funny, but it's strange in that sometimes like in this case, this what appears to be a sickly looking fish, a bent spine, and doesn't, swims crooked like that, and just seems to be a struggle, but it's hanging on and living well. And every so often it happens where a fish that looks good and healthy, and then look in your aquarium when you have as many aquariums as I do and as many fish as I do, it's not infrequent that fish are gonna pass away and die, and you'll have to remove dead carcasses out of the tank. But yeah, so sometimes that will happen. You might be watching your tank and see these healthy fish, and then they just perish. And then here we have one that I would have thought would have perished a while ago, and this is not the only one like this. I can think of several instances along the way, but yeah. So this one, just lately I've been admiring it and kind of grown fond of it. Like, it'll do this, just, it's a struggle to swim, and it kind of rests on the bottom like this. Kind of reminds me of like a goby. I think. I've never kept a goby, but I think that's the kind of fish that'll kind of chill on the bottom sometimes. Different than like a corridor might, like dwell on the bottom, though they are quite active and they swim around throughout the tank as well. But yeah, so I'll see it like this, and then there it goes. Rise again, little fighter. There's a song. Rise again, little fighter. If anybody recognizes that, who knows? Probably not. Yeah. So, cool tank. And this is relatively new how this is coming along here. So, a nice foreground plant, Balsinaria, behaving opposite of what it ordinarily would be kept as. For me, for whatever reason, I've mentioned this several times, and my Balsinaria just grows short and doesn't grow tall. And now, it's kind of like come around, and now it's reached the front, and now it's going along the front of the tank. It looks cool like that, I think. But ordinarily, it would grow tall and be kept towards the back of the tank. I mean, it'll send runners and spread out, but those who might try to maintain it would keep it in the back, I suppose. But yeah, I mean, I did initially, the first bits of it, bunches of it I put in the back, and then it just, here, spread out this way, some spread out over here, and some coming around here, looks like under the rock, coming up over here. Pretty cool. And there's the little fighter Guppy. Oops. Just carrying on with the rest of its tank mates. And there's this one. Some swim bladder problem, I guess. It's been like that for not as long as this one has been that way, but that's still pretty recent. But that's hanging on as well. And that one, where is it? Just lost it in the fray. But there is another female guppy in there somewhere that's kind of marginally like the little fighter guppy. Look at this red-wag platy. This one is more so that it's getting quite old, I believe, and that's not looking so good, just elderly. Yeah, I think that's the other marginally fighting little fighter, semi-little fighter guppy, I guess. And there's the female Crebensis. I keep saying it too. I'm meaning to add a male in here, so that is gonna happen soon. I really got to get on that. Give her a partner. Be choosing a male out of my 84 gallon, where I have had a pair of, well, still have a pair of Crebensis in there that had babies, and now that tank has a bunch of Crebensis. But yeah, I gotta move a male in here. So yeah, that'll be coming up. So stay tuned for that. And that's it for now. And remember, I'm Jeff, and I enjoy fishies. Thanks for watching.